Switch off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know I've been kind of MIA for the past few weeks, and it's because it's been hot and I'm literally, sitting in front of the air conditioner all the time. And we don't have central air, so we use like wall and window units. And the AC in my room is super loud, and so I'd be screaming over that to talk, and I'm not willing to turn it off to do that because it is hot. Today has been the first kind of okay day and where it's not too unbearable for me to do a video before it heats up. So let's get started. This is my what I added to Goodreads in July video. So let's get started. First book is The Art of Losing Yourself by Katie Ganchard. I've heard about this from a couple people. Chloe from Always Booked, I think she had it in a book haul, and I think book lover Amanda read it too. So anyway, okay. Every morning, Carmen Hart pastes on her made-for-TV smile and broadcasts the weather. She's the Florida Panhandle's favorite meteorologist, married to everyone's favorite high school football coach. They're the perfect-looking couple, live in a nice house, and attend church on Sundays. From the outside, she's a woman who has it all together. But on the inside, Carmen Hart struggles with doubts. She wonders if she made a mistake when she married her husband. She wonders if God is as powerful as she once believed. Sometimes she wonders if he exists at all. After years of secret losses and empty arms, she's not so sure anymore. Until Carmen's sister, 17-year-old runaway Gracie Fisher, steps in and changes everything. Gracie is caught squatting at a boarded-up motel that belongs to Carmen's aunt, and their mother is off on another one of her benders, which means Carmen has no other option but to take Gracie in. Is it possible for God to use a broken teenager in an abandoned motel to bring a woman's faith in marriage back to life? Can two half-sisters make each other whole? This is the kind of book I like. Anyway, next is Second Best by David, I cannot pronounce his last name, Foenkinoe? I'm so sorry. I got this one through the Reading Through Life podcast. This is coming out on September 7th. So basically, it's about, what's his name? Martin Hill, and he tries out for the role of Harry Potter, and him and Daniel Radcliffe are the two boys that are left standing, and you know who gets picked for Harry Potter. So basically it's about Martin Hill trying to survive basically the humiliation of not getting picked, while Harry Potter becomes more popular by the year. I mean, this is fictional. Martin Hill doesn't actually exist, but it's kind of a fascinating take, so I'm interested. Next we have Summer Reading by Jenny McKinley, also recommended by the Reading Through Life podcast. I think a lot of my books are recommended through them this month. For Samantha Gale, a summer on Martha's Vineyard at her family's tiny cottage was supposed to be about resurrecting her career as a chef, until she's tasked with chaperoning her half-brother Tyler. The teenage brainiac is spending his summer at the local library in a robotics competition, and there's no place Sam, who's dyslexic, likes less than the library. And because the universe hates her, the library's interim director turns out to be the hot reader guy whose book she accidentally destroyed on the ferry ride to the island. Bennett Reynolds is on a quest to find his father, whose identity he's never known. He's taken the temporary job on the island to research the summer his mother spent there when she got pregnant with him. Ben tells himself he isn't interested in a relationship right now. Yet, as soon as Sam knocks his book into the ocean, he can't stop thinking about her. This sounds kind of like a funny romance. So I'm very interested. I'm on hold for this one. Doesn't sound like a book I'm going to keep. It's one of those things, like a summer romance that you'll read once and enjoy and then never touch again. But sounds good anyway. Next is Women Are the Fiercest Creatures by Andrea Dunlop, recommended by the Reading Through Life podcast. So, yeah, this one is kind of been around for a while. It's like one of the new releases. Can't remember when it came out, but I've heard about it. I just haven't really done much research until the podcast told me about it. In this wildly addictive novel, 3 overlooked women take on the charming, manipulative tech CEO who wrote them out of his startup history. Anna Sarnoff is still reeling from her quickie divorce from tech wonderkind Jake Sarnoff. Forced out of the company that she helped Jake build, Anna is trying to pick up the pieces of her life, navigating the waters of solo parenting of their 2 teenage boys and adapting to her new role of ex-wife. To make things more complicated, Jake seems to want her back, and his persuasiveness tempts her to say yes. Across town, the brilliant and striking Samantha Flores Walsh, Jake's college girlfriend, is busy raising her teenage daughter and running her thriving yoga studio. Although their relationship ended years ago, unanswered questions from their time together gnaw at her, and when she learns that Jake is planning to take his billion-dollar company public, she starts to wonder if perhaps it isn't too late for justice. Finally, there's Jake's much younger new wife, Jessica, who's struggling to stay afloat as a new mom while her high-profile husband grows increasingly distant. So it sounds like these 3 women are going to be banding together to get their share of this company, and I'm fascinated. So, yeah. Next we have Burst by Mary Otis. I got this one through the currently reading indie press list. So, Viva has always found ways to manage her mother's impulsive, eccentric, and addictive personality. She's had to. For her entire life, it has always been Viva and Charlotte against the world. After accidentally discovering an innate ability for dance, Viva chases her new passion with the same fervor with which her mother chases the bottle. Over the years, Viva's talent becomes a ticket to a life of her own. And as she moves farther away from home to pursue her dream, Charlotte struggles to make peace with her own past as a failed artist and the effects of her addiction. When tragedy strikes, Viva begins a downward spiral and must decide whether she will repeat her mother's mistakes or finally take control of her life. Sounds like an interesting mother-daughter story. Then I got a couple of books from the Amazon Prime's Audible sale. First, I got Aisha at Last. I cannot pronounce this author's name, so I'm not going to try. I already butchered one today. But it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. And then I got The Mothers by Genevieve Gannon. This sounds kind of like a book that maybe Chloe from Always Booked would like. She's kind of into the domestic dramas like me. So, here's the description. What if you gave birth to someone else's child? An emotional family drama about 2 couples, 1 baby, and an unimaginable choice. Grace and Dan Arden are in their 40s and have been on the IVF treadmill since the day they got married. 6 attempts have yielded no results, and with each failure, a little piece of their hope dies. Priya Lagari and her husband, Nick Archer, are treated at the same fertility clinic, and while they don't face the same time pressure as the Ardens, the younger couple have their own problems. On the same day that Priya is booked for her next IVF cycle, Grace goes in for her final last chance embryo transfer. 2 weeks later, both women get their results. A year on, angry and heartbroken, one of the women learns her embryo was implanted in the other's uterus and must make a devastating choice. Live a childless life knowing her son is being raised by strangers, or seek custody of a baby who has been nurtured and loved by another couple. Yikes. This is wild. Okay, next is At Least You Have Your Health by Maddie Sinha, recommended to me by the Currently Reading podcast. Dr. Maya Rayo is a gynecologist trying to balance a busy life. With 3 young children, a career, and a happy marriage, she should be grateful. On paper, she has it all. But after a disastrous encounter with an entitled patient, Maya is forced to walk away from the city hospital where she spent her entire career. An opportunity arises when Maya crosses paths with Amelia DeGillis, I cannot pronounce his name, at a school meeting. Amelia is the owner and entrepreneur behind Eunoia Women's Health, a concierge wellness clinic that specializes in house calls for its clientele of wealthy women for whom no vitamin infusion or health crystal is too expensive. Healing crystal is too expensive. All Eunoia needs is a gynecologist to join its ranks. Amid visits to her clients' homes, Maya comes to idolize the beautiful, successful Amelia. But Amelia's life isn't as perfect as it seems. When Amelia's teenage daughter is struck with a mysterious ailment, Maya must race to uncover the reason before it's too late. In the process, she risks losing what's most important to her and bringing to light a secret of her own that she's been desperately trying to keep hidden. I'm fascinated. Next is Hummingbird by Natalie Lloyd, also recommended by the Currently Reading podcast. This is a middle grade book. 12-year-old homeschooled Olive is tired of being seen as fragile just because she has otherwise known as brittle bone disease, so she's thrilled when she finally convinces her parents to let her attend Macklemore Elementary. Olive can't wait to go to traditional school and make the friends she's always longed for, until a disastrous first day dashes her hopes of ever fitting in. Then Oliver hears about a magical wish-granting hummingbird that supposedly lives near Macklemore. It'll be the solution to all her problems. If she can find the bird and prove herself worthy, the creature will make her most desperate secret wish come true. When it becomes clear that she can't solve the mystery on her own, Olive teams up with some unlikely allies who help her learn the truth about the bird. And on the way, she just might learn that our fragile places lead us to the most wonderful magic of all. I'm interested mainly because it sounds like this girl has something similar to what I have. She has osteogenesis imperfecta. I have osteoporosis. Brittle bones either way, but sounds like she's worse. And yeah, I don't know if I get so excited about going to school because kids aren't that nice when you're, different. Am I cynical? Yes, I am. Anyway, next is Beware the Woman by Megan Abbott. I got this one from the Book Talk Etc. podcast. Honey, I just want you to have everything you ever wanted. That's what JC's mom always told her. And JC feels like she finally did. Newly married with a baby on the way, JC and her new husband, Jed, embark on their first road trip together to visit his father, Dr. Ash, in Michigan's far-flung Upper Peninsula. The moment they arrive in the cozy cottage in the lush woods, JC feels bathed in love by the warm and hospitable Dr. Ash, if less so by his house manager, the enigmatic Mrs. Brandt. But their Edenic first days take a turn when JC has a health scare. Swiftly, vacation activities are scrapped, and all eyes are on JC's condition. At the same time, whispers about Jed's long-dead mother and complicated family history seem eerily to be impeding upon the present. As the days pass, JC begins to feel trapped in the cottage, her every move surveilled, her body under the looking glass. But are her fears founded, or is it paranoia or cabin fever, or, as suggested to her, a stubborn refusal to take necessary precautions? The dense woods surrounding the cottage are full of dangers, but are the greater ones inside? Yeah, I'm interested. There's another book by this author. It's about ballet. I can't remember what it's called, that I still need to read, but this author sounds really interesting. Next is a new release. It's called Burlington by Heather Dixon. I heard about this one through Book Talk, etc. And then I was just watching BookTube videos yesterday, and Chloe from Always Booked talked about it as a new release she's excited about. And I think it comes out August 31st? No, July 31st. I don't know. I forgot to write it down. Bad. May Roberts is certain her new life in the suburbs with her family will be everything she's always wanted. That is, until one of the mothers from her daughter's school goes missing. Maya never knew she would never thought she would fit in among the beautiful and rich mothers at the River Park Elementary. Though she's accepted into their clique and they ask her to be a part of their unofficial neighborhood watch, May finds herself slipping more and more into a world of odd dinner parties, secrets, and lies, even rumors of suicide attempts. It's only when one of the River Park moms disappears and then another that May must decide what's more important, fitting in or uncovering the truth. Wild. Then I have The Night She Went Missing by Kristen Bird, also recommended by Book Talk Etc. podcast. This one's already out. It's very similar to the other one, actually, to Burlington. Emily, a popular but bookish prep school senior, was missing after a night out with friends. She was last seen leaving a party with Alex, a football player with a dubious reputation, but no one is talking. Now, three mothers, Catherine, Leslie, and Morgan, friends turned frenemies, have their lives turned upside down as they are forced to look to their own children and each other's for answers to questions they don't want to ask. Each mother is sure she knows who is responsible, but they all have their own secrets to keep and reputations to protect, and the lies they tell themselves and each other may just have the potential to be lethal. Wild. I'm very excited about this one. Next is Change of Plans by Dylan Newton. I got this one through Chloe from Always Books channel. This is coming out on August 1st. I could not get a description for this one pasted onto my Braille note. For some reason, the website Goodreads was being uncooperative. But from what it sounds like from Chloe's video, basically it's about this chef who gets custody of her three nieces and a romance with an amputee. I don't know, it sounds interesting. I'm always interested in unacquired, like in children that just kind of show up when you don't necessarily want kids. So, yeah. Then is the next Kathy Glass book. It's called Unsafe. Damien longs for a home, but one man stands in his way, by Kathy Glass. This comes out on August 31st. So, yeah. Damien is just... Oh, this is a true fostering memoir. Kathy Glass basically writes memoirs about the different kids that she fosters, so this is her newest. Damien is just 7 when he is taken in by foster care Kathy Glass. His mother, Rachel, loves her 3 young children dearly, but she is vulnerable, naive, and unable to cope on her own. Kathy sets about helping Damien overcome his eating issues, with the hope that he will eventually return home. But when Rachel's new boyfriend, Troy, arrives on the scene, Kathy becomes deeply concerned. She soon realizes that Damien and his siblings are in great danger. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. I love Kathy Glass books. They're like nonfiction that feels like fiction because you never know what's going to happen, even though it's real. Anyway, next is The German Mother by Debbie Ricks. This is coming out on July 31st. I got the email from Audible saying that a new Debbie Ricks book is coming out because I follow this author on Audible. I love her books, so this is her newest. 1941. There's a man in uniform outside my door. They've come for her. My beautiful little girl is wrenched from our home, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. But I vow to find Clara, no matter what it takes. Menke Summer strokes the blonde curls away from her daughter's face, and her heart swells. Clara is the most precious thing to her, and each day she whispers a promise to keep her safe. Before the war began, Menke had everything: an attentive husband, 3 adorable children, and a successful career as a journalist. But all that changed in an instant. Her sweet Clara, with her blue eyes and porcelain features, starts having fits. Since then, Menke hasn't been able to sleep properly because she knows children with illnesses like Clara's are being stolen away in the night. Her husband's connections high up in the Nazi party make the situation even more dangerous. Menke tries to escape the city with her children, but finds she is unable to leave. And then the moment she's feared, her husband has betrayed her. Menke is devastated as her darling girl is ripped from her arms, but she vows she will use every last breath in her body to find her missing child, no matter how dangerous it is to cross a country at war. Yep, this is totally my kind of book. And then we have The Heirloom by Beverly Lewis. This is coming out on September 12th. Lizzie Faye, add this to your TBR immediately. It is a prequel to The Shunning. I recently read the trilogy and loved it, and this one, I guess, is Ella May's story. You'll know what it means. I'm not going to read the description for this one because it's a prequel, and I'm against reading descriptions for series. But get your hands on this book, Lizzie Faye. And next we have The Sound of Light by Sarah Sundin. I got this one through Jane Reads. It's a new booktuber I subscribe to. Well, new to me. I'm not actually sure how long she's been on BookTube. But she was talking about another Sarah Sundin book, and then she mentioned that these 3 books were like kind of interconnected, like the characters sort of weave into each other, I guess. They're not a series. You can read them as standalones, but I've only read one of them, and now that I know they're connected, I decided to add this one. So I'm not going to read what this one's about either, but yeah, there's that one. And then the last book is called The Interpreter by Brooke Robinson. I got this one from the Book Talk Etc. podcast. This is coming out September 19th. Innocent or guilty, it's all a matter of interpretation. A childhood spent moving around the world left Ravel Lee with an unusual gift, the ability to fluently speak 11 languages. Now Ravel spends her days translating for witnesses, victims, and the accused across London crime scenes and courtrooms. It's a stressful job, though not as stressful as the process she's currently going through to adopt a little boy, Elliot. She is determined to be the mother to him that she never had, and to make up for her own past mistakes. When it seems a murderer will go free, Ravel puts the adoption and her job at risk, deliberately mistranslating the alibi to ensure he is found guilty. No one can ever find out that she interfered, or she will lose her son and her livelihood. The problem is someone already knows what she's done, and they want justice of their own. Definitely interesting. So yeah, those are the books that I've added to Goodreads so far this month. We're almost at the end of the month, so who knows if I'll add some more. But if I do, I'll make another video when I can, you know. I also haven't read that many books this month either. Just, honestly, I've been on a Vanderpump Rules kick. It's finally over, so next month, it'll be back to the books. But yeah, I don't have that much to report, so it seemed like kind of okay that I couldn't film, because there's not a whole lot, except for the millions of books I keep adding to my TBR, as you've seen. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!
Stop recording video.